All right. I think we're recording, Jason. You ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right. We're going to be YouTubers.
That's it.
um, we need a name for this. I don't know. It's going to be on BMX Weekly. So BMX Weekly YouTube. I don't know. Just sort of chit chat, talk about different stuff.
Yeah.
Throwback.
UBMX tube.
Yeah. It can be like old school, new school, just anything we want to chat about, really. So
Super BMX tube. I
yeah.
don't know.
Anyway,
Okay.
you're my practice recording. So let's
All right.
talk. Let's talk a little bit about what you've been up to. What you've been up to, Jason?
Actually, this year is starting off slow, but I think I'm good with that. So yeah, still ambassadoring for Canyon.
Tell us a little bit about that, because not everybody knows.
Yeah. So in June last year, yeah, I inked a deal. I inked a deal with Canyon. I was fortunate enough to link up with Canyon Bicycles, and which is really cool because their headquarters, the U.S. headquarters, is just down the road in Carlsbad, where I live. But yeah, I think the intent, which we're not all the way through on the complete intent, but I think the intent was not only just have me kind of out there riding and being in the public as I always kind of am, but also using my skill set to work in house and or with their athletes. So yeah, it's really cool. The sports marketing guy pretty much thought it was really cool that I could do that, but not only just do that, but like how many sports psychs are out there that actually like go out there and ride with the riders and do what they do and have lived the same life that they have. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's really exciting now because they're getting some new squad members on the team, some pretty big heavy hitters, and they have like a pretty extensive ambassador program as well. And it's also nice that while a lot of other companies are bearing kind of like pulling back and cutting things, I mean Canyon's being responsible, but it seems like they're still supporting people and racing and also like just bikes from a grassroots level all the way up through the elite ranks.
Who's some of
Long
their?
answer to your question, but
Yeah, it's okay. Who's some of the big guys on the team? Because it's kind of a worldwide thing, right?
yeah. So downhill, they just and they have a couple downhill teams. So Ali Zwar, he just announced he's on the Canyon FMD team. Jesse Melamed, who won the Enduro World Series last year. So that was just announced yesterday that he's on for Enduro. Tom Behringer, French guy, I think. Behringer, Tim Bringer, dirt jumper, slopestyle guy, along with Lemoyne, and then they're still supporting some BMXers, Brad Sims and Angie Marino and Jason Richardson. So that's kind of cool. And I think they have a few announcements on the way that I guess I'm not allowed to say. So there's that. But yeah, so everyone's basically, as far as like racing is concerned, is best in class. Because continuing on with Luca Shaw downhill, Troy Brosnan, and yeah. So roadside, they have Miami Blazers. I think they're doing a team. I think they're doing 3 teams, but I know they're doing Miami Blazers, and I think they might be doing several regional, like road criterium race teams as well.
And they're based in San Diego, right?
Yeah, headquarters is in Carlsbad, San Diego County.
How big is
right
it?
on the beach. Yeah, we should go. You know what we should do? We should actually go there and do a potty there, like straight up in their showroom. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
But and they have good coffee.
I'm down.
Yeah. So I can tell you exactly where it is, and everyone can look it up. So, on the 5 freeway and Palomar Airport Road, there's an In-N-Out Burger, and basically, if you were to go north of that In-N-Out by maybe quarter of a mile, 3/4 of a mile, and then to the left, that's the Canyon showroom.
Oh, you're super close then. You are.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. So what you got?
Yeah.
What's your plans for this year?
So plans for this year: speaking, coaching, training. I'm actually doing some work with the university, my alma mater that I graduated from, University of San Diego, and it looks like that there might be an opportunity for a bigger role there, which we'll see how that works out, which is pretty cool. But yeah, more of the same. I'm doing a lot of speaking and coaching, so it's needed. And I think after the COVID stuff, people were forced to reassess their lives and what the heck they're doing and why they're doing it. And lo and behold, the more better and happier thing just kind of people were asking that question anyway. So it's worked out well for me.
How's the second book gone?
Second book's going well. The books, I'm no Stephen King, right? I'm no Malcolm Gladwell. It's not like I'm an author because I wrote a book, but I'm not by any means would I put author on the top of my list as in profession. That said, it's good to get all my stuff out on paper, and it's been received quite well. And I was able to actually make a little bit of money off the book, which is hard to do as a self-published author. But yeah, it's great. And it's funny, and it's also validating because when I just was listening to a Harvard Business Review article, and it talked about actually they're talking about happiness and work and success, and then like I was just listening to the article, I'm like, I cover that. So I know my stuff is good, which is nice.
Any things coming up on the BMX side for you? Any speaking, or I know you work with some people.
Yeah, I work with a few people on the BMX side. Actually, the mountain bike stuff has picked up as far as working with enduro racers / downhill racers / nothing too much on the BMX side. Like 2 or 3 racers, but as far as me, still riding a chase. Hopefully to get a different paint job, Pete. What's up? Need my bike painted. Anyways, no, my bike's actually perfectly fine. But yeah, the last time with the BMX track, I was on a dirt jumper, mountain bike dirt jumper. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll hit the road with you and tag along with you if you go to a close enough race or convenient enough race.
Next Saturday.
Oh, definitely going to do the Dirty Knobs. The Dirty Knobs. Dirty Fest?
Dirty Fest.
Fest.
Dirty Fest, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Vale Lake.
I was just talking to Nigel Page before I did this with you, and there's a few guys from England talking about flying over for this. Like Page is into all that stuff as well,
Cali. It's a good location because so here's what I would suggest. If you're going there, obviously bring a BMX type bike, whether it's a big BMX or 20-inch or whatever. But if you have a mountain bike or e-bike or both, bring that as well, because that place is rad. And it's a lot of fun. So I'm like I only live 45 minutes from there, but I'm thinking, maybe I'll camp out.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people will still be kind of fun,
Yeah. So maybe do you sell your van?
No, I still got it.
Did you sell it? Yeah.
No, I kept it.
We'll see. All right. So there you go. You might have to convert that. I might have to put the sleep in the wagon for the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, I can throw a mattress in there and sleep in the back. It's easy. It's not too warm.
Exactly.
It's not like super hot, and I think it's April.
Yeah. It's not gonna be hot. Yeah. It's actually a good time of year, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. What?
So I see you found an old picture of me.
Yeah, that's what was going to be my ending question. But while I was working this whole streaming thing, to put it onto YouTube, I found you can put different backdrops and stuff, and I'll play around with it more. If I do more of it, which I will do more of this stuff because it's kind of fun. I found one of you, so I don't know. Tell us about the picture.
I don't remember that picture. That's funny, but I know everything. So here's the interesting thing. So this, I want to say, So at this point, I got on Giant, which was Mosh, in October, the Fall Nationals of 95. Yeah, Fall Nationals 95. 93 and 94, I was on TNT. And then Bill Grad became TM just after, like, I think 96 or 7. So that's an NBL race because I finished number 3 in NBL. And I have an NBL sticker on, looking for that cover contingency, which I was able to cash in on quite a few times.
What was it? 500? 500?
It was a 500 savings bond, but you could cash it in for 250.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So actually, you know what? It's interesting because I have an ATI sticker. So Bill was team manager, and then I'm wondering if he had left by then, but what I do know is we just went to the black and white, because because I'm wearing that jersey, it's not too long after the Grands, the ABA Grands, which is where I debuted the black and white uniform from whatever uniform I was wearing. Is like a burgundy gray thing, which was like just what Answer had in stock. But so that's like, what was that helmet? It's a carbon fiber helmet. It was like, what was it called? EBS or E something? You remember those? Like a few of us.
I don't even remember those helmets. No, look, I thought it was a Troy Lee.
Reynolds, Veltman. They were dope. I mean, you could see, like, that's a good looking helmet still. Anyways, so I had ATI. So Bill wasn't team manager then, because I had an ATI sticker, which was like my real rebellion against like whatever skirmish we had at the point. But
so you and Bill fell out.
Well, we didn't. Bill, like, God bless him, but like, you love him and then you hate him and then you love, like, he's there and then at the same. Anyway, so we fell out because the team manager thing didn't work out, and then I'm like, screw ODI, blah blah blah. Which, as a kid, so I went to ATI for a minute. But anyways, that jersey was a sample. That's why it's not the same exact color as,
because it doesn't match
as my pants.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember, because in person it didn't look like that, but every time in photos it looked like a little purple or off color. But anyways, I actually liked that uniform. And then it got a lot better. So this is right before like Sam and Jason Johnson and Tony Tanaka got on the team.
You was first on your own then, right? Just you?
Yeah, it was just me. It was great.
And then Sam.
Yeah, and then Sam. Yeah, and then it was I guess more of a team. Anyways, so that's that. Yeah, it's Answer, Profile,
Spy.
Atomic.
So that was a good one.
Yeah, Spy was a good one. It's funny, and back then Spy was like brand new. I mean, this had to have been. I feel like it was like 97. But anyways, I wish I had that helmet. Anyways, if that's a polished Mosh frame, that's a cast and built. Yep, that bike is dope. That's a cast and built Mosh. That was nice. I actually have one in my garage.
Did you?
Yeah.
So when they made that frame, they just made you like a couple customs and that was it, or they made a run of them?
No. That was like, so here's the cool part. So Lynn, so those teammates with John Tomac, right? Like when I got on Giant, John Tomac was their guy.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And so John his bikes were made by Lynn.
Oh, right.
And so if you got the top end John Tomac whatever model, it looked like the bike you got from China, but it was lighter. It was made of better material. Anyways, Lynn made that bike, and he made John's bikes. Yeah. And so they were just like, "Oh, have Lynn make you a bike." I'm like, "Great, no problem." And I'd ridden a Kasten back when I rode for Razorback. So yeah, it was super simple. I gave them the TNT Cruiser to copy. And then Lynn's bikes were, oh man, they were just like perfect geometry wise. I mean, a little short for today's standards, but yeah, I was able to go in there and say, yeah, I want this top tube, I want this back end, I want this, and this.
Where was his factory? Was his factory in San Diego?
So technically his factory was in Mexico, but his office was in San Diego.
Okay.
So maquiladora. That was the way he did it. And yeah, that's the deal. You can even see I have XTR brakes back then. That was like balling out.
Oh, for mid-90s, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I think I was like one of the first people to have V brakes in BMX.
I don't remember when
Definitely one of the first to have DX. And I had them in my, like I had the V brakes and I was looking at them like, what? And then I remember going to GT with Mike King, because this is back when everybody had contracts and everybody was, so I remember going to GT with Mike. I don't know why I went there. I was just like tagging along, a pro with nothing to do for the day. And I remember they were they were working on his bike. The guy's at Santa Cruz now, super cool guy, Doug, but the mechanic. And I watched him put the V brakes together because I knew I had to go back home, and I didn't know how they go together. It was super simple, but just looking at them, they weren't what I was used. They weren't. Hat trick.
Hatfield. Hat trick.
Hat trick. Yeah. So but he let me peek over his shoulder and put on the V brakes. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. And then that was that.
Oh, cool.
Anyways,
well, before we wrap it up, I don't know what's your thoughts?
I got a shout out to Sonic number plates too, by the way.
Daryl,
DC. Yeah. So,
good stuff.
owner of Sonic number plates and roommate forever. Paid half my mortgage for 3 years.
Thanks, Daryl.
Yeah, thanks, Sonic. Thanks, Daryl.
Hey, before we wrap this up, give me your thoughts on current BMX race. Heading into 2023, what do you see?
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm actually excited for the Olympics. I think I'm excited about American BMX racers coming up and coming through the ranks. That's cool. A lot of guys and girls stepped up, in my opinion. What else? I'm excited for the Worlds this year because everything's in Scotland, like everything.
You gonna go?
So if I could, that's the thing. I was kind of thinking if I could, it could be a good chance that I'm there on the downhill side, but but we'll see. I mean, the weather's going to be interesting, so that'd be exciting if that goes. I just like when everyone's together doing the same thing.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how that format works
in different ways. Yeah. So hopefully that'll be nice. So those are the things I'm excited from a BMX standpoint. USA BMX is killing it with Moto Count. I will say that I'm pretty tired of track design. I know they have it down to a science, and I get that they have to run a lot of motos, but do we have to have a rhythm section in every third straightaway? You know what I mean? Like, can people leave the ground every now and then? Can we actually see some more pedaling? You posted up something of the Australian Worlds in Australia, and there's so much pedaling.
Yeah,
and it's like, what's wrong with that? Like, what is wrong with that, actually? Like,
let's at least try it.
Yeah. Well, just like you have a track with a bunch of jumps, have a track with not that many. Like, it's like, have it be varied.
It would be nice if you watch, anybody looks at it. It's on YouTube as well. I grabbed it off there and just put it on Instagram stories. The 1989 Worlds, which were in Australia, you came out the last flat corner. It looked like kind of flattish, and then there's like a table. And then a sprint, but it looked like a 100-meter sprint. There's a sprint on the one I posted of Charles Townsend and Mike King. It's one of the mains. But I have watched all the amateur stuff, and there's quite a lot of swapping and changing down that last straight. So it would be interesting.
There's some real racing going on. Not that there's not today. Like, I'm not here to say, oh, it's all single file and clips ruined. And that's not the conversation. It's really just like, okay, like, I'm pushing 50. They're really, I don't know. For me to just show up, like, I know what every track is going to be like. I know. I'm going to go on red or the first horn. Well, it's just a difference of like where I'm leaning on the gate for speed. And my gate's only so good anyway. And then I'm going to pedal. And then I'm probably going to drop a back wheel. I may jump into a first corner, but I'll probably drop a back wheel again. I'll take like 3 or 4 cranks out of the first corner. and then I'll do a bunch of back wheel dropping, and then you know what I mean. Like it's just that's the BMX. And then the tireder I get, I'll start to double pump. But if I'm feeling good, I'll still drop the back wheel. That's it.
Sounds like a lap for me.
It's oh my gosh, but all credit is due. It allows a lot of people to compete. It allows a lot of people to compete at a high level. It allows them to run a lot of races. So it's not like it's not a complaint. It really isn't. It's just personally, I'd like to see like a Lemoore. I'd like to see, like that Australian track. I also like to see, the track like a South Park, like 98, where you actually jump, not just, because that's got watered down. I also like to see a Nashville. I know Nashville's on the schedule, but just those variations. But as far as the tracks they build, like, yeah, I think they should start veering away from the formula.
Just switch it up here and there. Maybe some of the smaller nationals they can experiment.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways,
all right,
that's it.
Yeah, we can debate and talk about more of that stuff moving forward. But this is our first one. We need a name for this. So I'm going to put it on the BMX Weekly.
Put it to the public.
YouTube. Yeah. Let us know. Comment below. And that's good for now. Thanks, Jason. See you next time.
Yeah, you're welcome. Peace.
See ya.